So in today's video we are going to create character from scratch in Unreal Engine. So first of all, make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. So this will be the first part of this video. In this part we are going to create a blueprint for our character, and with the help of that blueprint our character will able to move forward, backward, left and right. And in second part we are going to cover the animation part. So first of all, we need a model for our character and some animations to animate it. So just go to Mixamo, or you can choose any site you want or any model you want, but here I'm choosing a model from Mixamo. So I already downloaded all the assets, but I need to show you how to download them properly. So first of all, select your model. And click on download and click on fbx binary.fbx and tpose and click on download. After that we need some animations for the character which we downloaded. So go to animations tab. Here we need idle, walk, run, jump and falling animations. So first of all, let's search for idle and choose your animation. You can choose any animation. After choosing the animation, just click on download and click on fbx binary, and this time we want it without skin because we downloaded the skin of character, the model of character. Now we need just animation, so click on without skin and just hit download button. And same, we want a running animation, so just select your running animation and make sure to click in place and then just hit download. And same settings, fbx binary without skin and same settings, and down click on download. And we want walk animation, just select your walk animation and make sure to click in place here also, and then just hit download and download it. And we need a jumping up animation, so just search for jumping up and download this animation, jumping up. Yeah, just click on download and download it. And we also want a falling animation, falling idle. You can choose falling idle. Yeah, falling idle. And download this animation also. Okay, after downloading this all animations, I already downloaded these animations, so just go download. Okay, here is. So I downloaded these all animations. So just open Unreal blank project. I already opened it to save the time. So just create a blank project and create a folder for your character. I already imported the model of the character, so just go on here. This is the model, the ty, just drag it here. Okay, and then create a separate folder for animations. Choose your all animations, drag them into the animation folder and reset to default, and make sure choose the skeleton as our tie skeleton and just import all. Okay, all the animations are imported. Now what we want to do is create a blueprint for our character. So just go to blueprints, create blueprint class and choose character. A character is a type of pawn that includes the ability to walk around. Okay, so this is a character blueprint. So character has ability to walk on the ground or do any stuff. That's why we are choosing the character blueprint class. So just rename it third person BP third person, and then open it, and then just go to mesh, character mesh, and import your character mesh here. Just select your character mesh and make sure to rotate your character face the, to this arrow, to this blue arrow. So just rotate your character to the arrow. Make sure your character faces the arrow. Okay, and then just add a component spring arm, spring arm, and just drop this into the capsule component. Drag the spring arm onto the capsule component, and then by selecting the spring arm, just add camera to it. Camera, the spring arm. Okay. Okay, compile, save. Okay, so now by following these steps, we have created a blueprint for our character and imported our skeletal mesh asset. So now what we want to do is make this blueprint functional. So first of all, what we need to do is just right click, create a blueprint class of type game mode base. So what is game mode? So game mode stores the rules and other factors of our game. In simple words, it stores all the rules of our games. So rename it GM game mode, and onto your world settings. If you don't have world settings, just go to Windows and click on world settings. The world settings will appear here. So onto the game mode override, select the game mode which we just created, and just open that game mode which we created, and just select the default pawn class as our third person BP which we just created here. As compile, save. Okay, so now what we want to do is make our character functional. So we need inputs for our character. Just simply go to inputs, create a folder named input, and right click and go to input and add input action. And first of all, we need input for moving forward and backward. So just rename it to IA, F, and B, forward and backward, and just open it. And into the value type, okay, into the value type, just select 1D float. So 1D float, what is 1D float? Access 1D float. Okay, so 1D float is used to handling single dimensions. 1D float handles the single dimension, means +1 and -1. Okay, so save it. So first of all, let me explain you what is input action. So input action is a storage where we store our inputs which we are using to handle our player. It means it acts as an data asset. Okay, it stores all the inputs which we are using to control our character, and we can call that inputs in our player blueprint. So after this creating IFB, after creating our input action, then just go to BP third person and then right click and then search for event begin play, add that node, and then just cast to player controller, layer controller, and drag this object node and just get layer controller. So what this do is get our player's controller. Okay, and this cast to player controller, this player controller handles the player controller. Okay, it means it handles the input or controls our character. So now just drag this node, and we need to get the enhanced input local player subsystem. So what is this? So it is a local player subsystem, means it enhances input of local player. So just call it get enhance, okay, get enhanced input player local player subsystem. Okay, we want this enhanced input local player subsystem. So just drag this, and then we need to call mapping, add mapping context. Okay, just now we need to create a mapping to add it in the mapping context. So just go to your content browser, right click, and just go to inputs, and then input mapping context, and rename it to see character, or you can rename it to anything you want, and just drag and drop this out into here. Okay, and make sure connect these pins. Okay, so after creating this, what you want to do is just go to your content browser and drag this IAFB and enter input action which we just created, and then on trigger we want to call add moment input, add moment input, and then we need a get forward method. Get forward method, plug this into return value, and action value of this to the scale value. Okay. By this way, our character will be able to move front with W, move backward with S. Okay, so now we need to create a left and a right movement for our character. So to do so, just go to your content browser, and if you don't know shortcut to open the content browser, it's Control plus Shift. So go to content browser, then just right click and create a input action and name it IA right and left, sorry, right and left, and then just open it, and from here select access 1D and save this, and open your IMC character mapping, and then just add input action you just created. So it's I right and left, and then just assign the keys. So first one for A, which will move left, and add another key D, which will move right. So for A, we want a negative value, so just go here to modifier and add negate modifier, and just save this. Now again go to your third person blueprint and just open your content browser and drag this input mapping we just created, and do the same for do the same we done for input action front and back. Just we need to add right vector instead of get forward vector, because we want to move left and right, so that's why we are adding get right vector. So first of all, just copy paste this add movement input, and then right click and get right vector and just plug this value into the world direction and compile, save. And now, okay, forgotten to open our level. Okay, now hit play, and what you will see, okay, something gone wrong. Okay, we forgotten to plug the action value node to the scale value. Okay, so now it will work properly. Okay, I'm pressing A, yeah, and it is going left, and I'm pressing D, yeah, and it is going right. So by this, our right and left movement is completed. Now we want a jump functionality. So for that, just go to your content browser and again create an input action and call it a jump. Just double click it. Okay, we don't need to change anything here. Just go to mapping context and then create a new mapping and select our jump. Okay, and then just add a key value, space bar, and then again go to our third person blueprint and drag and drop your jump, and then just on trigger call jump, and on completed call stop jumping. Okay, and then compile, save, and then hit play, and as you can see we are jumping properly. Okay, so now what we done, we added front and back movement, we added right and left movement, and we added jump. Okay, so now we need to add a mouse movement to our character, means we need to look with our mouse to our surrounding. So for that, just go to your content browser and again create input action and name it IA mouse, and then open it, and then select the value type as axis 2D vector, and then go to modifier and add a modifier called negate, and then just click the drop down arrow here. Okay, sorry, just click the drop down arrow here and then deselect X and Z axis and just save this, and then go to your mapping context and then add the input action we just created, mouse, and then just go on here. Oh, select, and then just go on to the key value and just search for mouse and click on XY 2D axis, and then just okay, then save this, and then go to our third person blueprint and simply add this input action mouse, and then okay, so first of all we need to do some settings to our character. Just go to spring arm and then search for rotation and click on use pawn control rotation. Okay, and then just go to user control. Okay, and then select your BP third person and just search for user controlled rotation yaw and just deselect this. Okay, compile, save, and just make sure to tick orient rotation to movement. Okay, and after doing this, just go to event graph, just go to event graph, and on trigger we need to add controller your input. Add controller your input. And then we need to add controller pitch input. Controller, add controller pitch input. Then just split, where is the split action values, and plug this X into the yaw and Y into the pitch. Y into the pitch. Just compile and save. And now we have mouse look for our character. Okay. Okay, so we done a mistake here. In our input action, we don't need to add a modifier here. So just delete it and go to your input mapping context, and we need to add that modifier here onto here. So just go to modifier, click on it and just select negate and just deselect X and Z axis, and then just simply save it. After that, just come to your third person blueprint and then just add a node called get controller rotation, get control rotation, and then split this and also split the get forward vector and just add x to x and z to z, and also do same for the left and right movement. But here we just need to plug z value and just hit compile, save, and now now our character movement is better. Okay, so this was the first part of our video. Now in second part we will make animations for our character. So make sure to check the description. I will make that video within 2 days and upload it.